It's a waiver wire Wednesday. We're rolling into week 2. A lot of people waivers have ran. A lot of people want confirmation bias though. A lot of people are still fielding them waivers. We're still going deep for you as we touch base on the waiver wire one way or another every single day because we go deeper than everybody else. Before we dig in though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We go deeper on the waiver wire than any other YouTube channel out there. We help you set your lineups with multiple different videos. We do player rankings. The running back rankings will be out today. Wide receiver rankings. We look at the matchups every single game this season to see whether or not that game script is going to be good for your players. And then on top of that, new to the channel, battle videos pitting trending players up against each other. Click that button. Stop missing out. It's all free, and we're hustlers over here. Michael Penix is the quarterback we're looking at. So he should be rostered. In competitive leagues, basic 12-man, 16-round leagues, he should be rostered. He should be. If not, if he's there, I mean, you have a lot of talent with him. We're watching Drake London, of course, but he's got a lot of talent. He's got Bijan Robinson in the passing game to bail him out. We can get you some yards on the ground, 21 yards, 6 rushing attempts. He's got some good matchups coming up. You got Carolina in week 3. You got Washington. You got Buffalo. You got some interesting matchups. You'll have Tampa Bay again on the road. Michael Penix, good to go if he's there. Harold Fannin, everybody likes him. I like him. Already had a lot of shares going into the season because I caught him cheap in Dynasty because he went pretty much free due to Njoku being there and it being the Browns. He looked good in training camp, and he got 9 targets in this matchup. You got some iffy situations here with the Browns. That's one thing you got to look at. But you also got 9 targets. You ran a lot of routes. You got a lot of opportunity. And this is a talent that was good at Bowling Green, that was very productive. Good at the Senior Bowl. This is a tight end prospect that should have got drafted higher, but the league said, nah, I made the mistake. And now the Browns got him, and now they got 2 tight ends with a quarterback that likes to target the tight end. If Njoku goes down, it's him to the moon. It's him to the moon. So, yeah, he is a pickup this week. I do like him. I do already have him in a lot of leagues. Hollywood Brown should be on a team, but if not, this is the supreme pickup due to Worthy being out, due to Rashee Rice not coming back for a long bit. They got to reshuffle the chairs on the Titanic here. He got a lot of targets in this game, almost 100 air yards. This is a wide receiver that's going to be consistent in a good offense. You do have Philly coming up. But again, he's going to be running routes. He's going to be the number 1 option. Dylan Sampson. Tread lightly, my friend, but he is an upside running back in this offense. He's going to be like the 1B back to Judkins. Those 2 guys are going to share the workload. Throughout his career, he's going to be fantasy relevant to some extent. 8 targets, 8 balls caught. He's looking good. He's looking solid. And his prospect profile was good. If you're looking for a running back, which many of you shouldn't. There hasn't been a lot of injuries. This is the guy to look at. Juwan Johnston's the top veteran tight end right now in the market. He should be a pickup, but there's some uncertainties here. It's Spencer Rattler. We don't trust Spencer Rattler, but he did target him 11 times. He's getting targeted like a prime wide receiver. There's going to be some weird matchups with this team. I don't expect the Saints to be balling. That's one thing to pay attention to, but it's him versus Harold Fannin. Neither team's going to be balling, and if they were balling, you'd be looking at those tight ends anyways, especially Johnston. Johnson is the veteran you're picking up, who's a little bit safer if you want to feel good, but I don't trust Spencer Rattler. I would not spend too much fab. You're looking at 10-ish plus % here, but you're looking at a tight end in a situation who might get hyper-targeted due to the quarterback. Danny Dimes. This week is not optimal, so you don't have to pick him up if you're playing matchups. However, long-term, and you're playing matchups, he's got everything around him to buoy his production. He'll sling the rock. He'll target Tyler Warren or probably around 20% of his passing attempts because that's what he did historically. He's got Jonathan Taylor. They're stacked 4 deep at wide receiver with good talent. This is a prime Daniel Jones right here. This best situation he's ever had. 272 yards against a broken Miami defense, against broken matchups. He's going to do well for you this year. Quentin Johnston. He's going to be a roller coaster this season, but the roller coaster is just going to go a little bit higher compared to last year. And then his rookie season, everybody wants to hang on that. But he's getting better. He's been getting better every single year. He's not going to be consistent, but he is going to get you the probability of potentially scoring big, especially when he finds those plays that break down and he gets targeted deep downfield. That tends to happen with Quentin and Johnston. It happened a lot last year, but you got to be good to run a lot of routes and then earn those targets to get that trust. He got 7 targets, and I expect him to be a little bit better this year. I expect him to be a random lineup play off and on throughout the season. Quinshon Judkins is the running back I want. He should be rostered, but I'm getting a lot of questions in the comments whether or not to pick him up still. So that's an indicator that he's sitting on waivers in some leagues. He is a priority stash right now. A big-time stash. He is practicing today. He is back at practice today. If you don't know that, he is back. He will be back this week. We will watch the media reports. We will watch what Stefanski says, even though we won't believe it. And we'll watch the game, see where the touches are at. Don't start him. Stash him, but you will be starting him soon. Michael Mayer. If Brock Bowers is up, he's the next man up. And this is a tight end that would start for a lot of teams in the National Football League. A prime receiving target, one of the best in college football. He's solid. He's not Brock Bowers. You're never going to find another Brock Bowers. But if you're looking at Harold Fannin, because he's getting a lot of buzz and he's going to be more expensive, you're looking at Juwan Johnson, but he got 11 targets, and there's a bidding war for those two because Kittle's out. You got questions with other tight ends, and also the Bowers thing. Michael Mayer might be a guy you put a couple chips on, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to save my fab for running backs. That's another strategy you can look at. Michael Mayer's there if you don't have Bowers. Maybe Bowers is back. Or maybe you just want another tight end just in case because it's feeling a little rocky, but you want to be a little cheaper. Good talent here. Situation where he is running routes, 63% snap rates, and you're looking at Aaron Rodgers. He's very efficient in his offense. He's got DK Metcalf to push it downfield. He's happy. That is the main note I had during training camp and minicamp and OTAs. He looks like he wants to be there. Prior at the Jets, he was just kind of like had resting bitch face the whole time. But he looked happy to be there. That's why you need to click that subscribe button right now. We covered the training camp clips. The minicamp OTAs, it doesn't stop here. May, June, July, that's actually when I'm at my hottest here. And I'm covering the clips and I'm covering these little tidbits that you don't know. He looked happy. And I don't know if that's analysis or not, but I'm sharing that information. He looked happy. He was smiling, joking. He's messing around on the field with his footwork, just doing fun stuff. He looks like he's more in flow right now. That may mean nothing, but I have that. Other YouTube channels does not. Keenan Allen is back. Should be rostered. 99% roster rate on Sleeper. But their percentages have been off with a lot of these players on their profile page, but still 10 targets. If he's there, he's going to be safe. He's going to be an option for you. If you want to feel safe, he'll make you feel warm and fuzzy. Bhayshul Tuten, upside play, tank is gone. If Travis Etienne goes down, Tuten's going to be the man. He's going to be getting a lot of touches. He got some touches last week. A little less snaps than LeQuint Allen. I like LeQuint Allen. I like them both. I think Tuten's got a lot of upside. I think he's the guy to explore. He's an extreme stash right now. He's a hot stash right now to look at. Not a guy you're starting, but a hot stash. Brenton Strange, if you want a cheaper tight end that's getting work, getting opportunities out there on 80% of the snaps, here you go. You can put a couple chips on him. You also got Cincinnati coming up. That should be a fire matchup. You got some game scripts that you could use them as well. If you're hurting and you want to be cheap, Kayshon Boutte is the cheaper productive wide receiver from week 1 that I'm getting off waivers. I am getting Kayshon Boutte. I'm trying to catch him at a discount. He runs a lot of routes. He gets a lot of opportunity. Last year, last like 8-9 weeks of the season, he led the team in routes ran, and we were calling that out on the waiver wire every single week. And we're back going into week 2 doing it. Going into week 2. Something's got to click here. It already clicked week 1. And he was a former 5-star that was killing it at LSU. He got hurt. And we thought his career was done because it took so long for him to come back. He jumped his vertical, and it was so low that it was a number that I could beat. But he's back. He's back. He had to work his way back up to get to this point. This is a stud prospect that had to climb his way back up. And we might be seeing that 5-star player back. And you might catch that cheaper compared to the Marquise Hollywood Browns, the Keenan Allens, whatever's there on your waiver wire. I'm chasing Kayshon Boutte. I might be able to use him for the full season. Matthew Stafford. If he's on waivers, he could be. This is a quarterback with 2 weapons now. Puka, Devontae Adams, and some of these game scripts where it's going to be pushed. We got some game scripts that may not be pushed right now that you may want to explore. His numbers were a little bit down to start of last year with Puka being out. When Puka's out, his numbers are down. You need to pay attention to Matthew Stafford this year. LeQuint Allen. If you're hurting that bad to the point that you need a running back off the waiver wire to put in, he is getting those third down snaps. He's a third down running back. He can pass block his face off. He will get targeted out of the backfield due to that because he can slip out there, catch some balls, get those targets. He is a good running back prospect. My take on this backfield is the Jaguars were blessed with 2 good late-round running back prospects. I was very in on LeQuint Allen. I knew he was going to carve a role in the league some way, shape, or form, even with him being so late in the draft. It's a deep, talented running back class. Now, both these running backs have upside, and for the one that takes over with those little bit of snaps they're getting, they just got to take over with their touches. Both of them can do it. Both of them are good. Both of them could take over. That's the thing about that. It's not 1, 2, 3 analysis. I get it. But it's what you need because it's honest. It's the truth. I studied these guys. LeQuint Allen's good. Bhayshul Tuten's got that explosiveness. He's good as well. Both of these guys, if Travis Etienne goes down, they'd be an awesome committee for this team. Cedric, Tillman. I don't trust the Browns, but I do trust them to get deep targets down the field. Now that they're going to target 2 tight ends, and you got Dylan Sampson getting targets out of the backfield, I expect him to be volatile, not trustable, but also Flacco's going to have to push it in some of these games. Look at these matchups. They're going to be in some rough game scripts. I'm not confident in starting him ever, but there's going to be some times where he scores and does well for you. He got that touchdown. If he didn't get that touchdown, you might have been, but still, 8 targets against the Bengals, and they're going to be in weird game scripts. Trey Benson, primo handcuff running back. He should not be on waivers. He should be rostered. If I got Connor, I got Benson. If I got Connor, I'm getting Benson. You should have already had Benson. Benson is one of the top handcuffs in the league. He showed that with the long run. He got 8 rushing attempts in this game. Almost got you to 10 fantasy points with the limited opportunities. Like, that is just the sign here. Drafted in round 3 last year. Had 2 RB2 weeks last year. He's just showing you a little bit that he is a prime handcuff running back. Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be in some good game scripts. He's got a good one coming up against the Bengals. There's potential for that. 31 pass attempts. Like, we don't trust him. We never do. That's why he's on the waiver wire. If he was trustable with what he has on the field now, he'd be on somebody's roster. But the thing about Trevor Lawrence now, we got Travis Hunter. He's ramping up. Once Travis Hunter is full send with Brian Thomas Jr., this is going to be a tough offense. They're tough at running back right now. They felt so good they traded away one of their veteran running backs. That's how good they feel. Brenton Strange coming on. Trevor Lawrence got some weapons. Romeo Doubs, if he's there on the waiver wire, he's always like a what-the-heck throw-in for your lineup. You can't trust him, but you can't even trust him on your bench. That's the thing about him because he could go off. And he's getting targets. He's getting targets downfield. You look at the wide receivers behind him. Questionable. 86 air yards, 4 targets. Rough game script with the Lions in that matchup. You got Washington, Cleveland on the road. You got Dallas, bye, Cincy. Some weird matchups coming up. You may be looking at Romeo Doubs here off the waiver wire as a guy that you're just using here periodically. Brashard Smith, I'm watching him. He ran 6 routes, 4 of them in the slots. Did not get any targets, touches, 13% snap rate. However, Worthy's down. Rashi's out. And now they're reshuffling the deck as they approach the week. And he might get some more looks. We are watching the routes. I will always have the routes with him. And he will always be in these videos. And if you're watching him from afar, come to me. Come to me. If this number starts to come up, those 6 routes start to turn into 12, then to 15, that's when you pick him up. That's when you go full send. Wan'Dale Robinson. You're looking at this target share here. 30%. he's probably going to rock around a 25% target share this year. He's going to get a lot, especially with Russ. Especially with Russ. That was the question. Because we knew Neighbors was going to get it. Was he going to spread it around? He's going to Rob. Rob's not going to get a lot of air yards, though. He had 26 in that game. He had an 8 out of 3.2, which is very low. Hard for him to hit a lot of upside in a lot of weeks, so he has to cross the goal line. Like 6 catches, 55 yards, 11.5 points. That's fine. That's fine if you're hurting. Picking a guy off waivers. That's where he's best at. But also, more reps, more opportunities, more likely to get a touchdown. He might get you 4 to 6 touchdowns. That's 4 to 6 weeks on top of that workload that you're going to want him in fantasy football. Ollie Gordon is a primo stash right now. The Dolphins looked bad in week 1. That's probably going to be the trend the whole season. But that defense is going to get burnt in the passing game a lot. They're going to be in a lot of shootouts. He's got a lot of gusto to his game. Going to be good around the goal line. HN goes down. He's going to be a top running back. If I have HN, I'm stashing Gordon as my handcuff. JuJu Smith-Schuster, if you want to go a little bit cheaper in the Chiefs' offense. Sure, he's going to get work. He's going to get opportunities. He's going to be volatile. Right now, early in the season, we do not have that many injuries to contend with. But if you're in a deeper league, fine. 12-teamer, 16-round draft or less. You're probably not looking at him, but you're probably thinking about him depending on how competitive your waiver wire was this week. DJ Giddens is a primo stash, especially when you got Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, if he goes down or misses some games, he's going to be hot off the waiver wire. 25% snap rate, 12 rushing attempts. I'm sure you're looking at 3.42 yards per carry. But at Kansas State, he was killing it. And if he was in last year's draft, he would have been drafted a little bit higher. This is a running back prospect that can also catch the ball in the backfield. It's very electric. He's very smooth. He earned that RB2 role over a gatekeeper veteran in Herbert. This is a running back to pay attention to. If I got Taylor and I got the room, I'm stashing. Elic Manor is a wide receiver to pay attention to. He ran a lot of routes, got 7 targets. Ward was looking his way a lot. Also, 133 air yards, 8 out of 19, getting deep targets downfield. The matchups are going to be different here because that was against the Broncos. Even against the Broncos, with him on 80% of the snaps, he was pushing Ridley for targets. He out-targeted Tyler Lockett, so beat out a veteran gatekeeper right there. And this guy should not have went that far in the draft. He should have got drafted on day 2. Remember, he mossed up Travis Hunter, made him look silly, put him in a blender. Good route runner, good separator, and I think Ward is going to connect with him for a long time. Braylon Allen, he got touches, but this team is using the run game a lot like we had predicted. If he's on waivers, you want to stash. If something happens to Breece Hall, you're looking at him. And Isaiah Davis, because they're going to share the work. Joshua Palmer is a wide receiver that's probably on the waiver wire in most leagues or a lot of leagues. 62% snap rate. I'm looking at this team of having the carousel effect here throughout the season where any wide receiver can get it on any given Sunday. The targets were spread out, 11, 9, 8. Also, he got a good 8 of 13. So we're getting targets. We're getting targets deep downfield. We saw that with the Chargers as well when he was there. And he's getting a decent target share of 21%. So if he's rocking around a 20% target share, and he's getting an 8 of 12 or more, 11 or more on average throughout the season, he's going to have some big games this year where he pops off. Troy Franklin, we're watching him. He got 6 targets, 51 air yards, a 17% target share, but getting work over Mims and Pat Bryant, and he has a connection with Bo Nix. This is a wide receiver definitely for deeper leagues, and you at least need to be paying attention to him. We got the Colts coming up. I would not be surprised if he has an ascension this year. Tyquan Thornton is the cheap wide receiver I'm paying attention to. The key number here is his air yards. They were pumped up in this game over 100. The targets were only at 4, but still, they got to reshuffle the deck going into this week. You got Philly, you got the Giants, you got Baltimore. Even in these tougher matchups against tougher defenses, they're going to have to go down to the second, third, fourth option. That's him downfield. That's him stretching it. Maybe they got to push it. But he's going to get those deep shots. That's going to create a lot of opportunity. Calvin Austin got work. Could be just the wide receiver, too, in this offense that could get you some nice volatile play. And volatile play, you may hit it, you may love it. But it's great for DFS and great when you're just throwing them in your lineups, closing your eyes, and hoping Rodgers cashes with them, you're looking at 90 air yards, 6 targets, 70 balls caught, 70 yards, and a touchdown. That's not going to be every week because DK Metcalf is going to suck up a lot of target share. DK Metcalf, 25% target share. He got a 21%. So if he's hovering around 20% target share and getting a deeper A-dot while it's getting pushed downfield, like say that reduces down to like 10, 11, 12 average depth of target, he's still going to be valuable for you and still get you some good weeks in fantasy football. Luther Burden is a primo stash right now. Like, you don't have to stash him, and I'm stashing running backs primarily in my 12-man leagues that are around 14 to 16 rounds. But Luther Burden is a primo stash. 5-star prospect. Killed it in training camp. Missed a lot of training camp, so they're still working him in. Also, targets are spreading around. They're trying to get him in on the field. That's a good sign. But again, the upside for later in the season, something to pay attention to. We're not trusting Caleb Williams, but we are looking at him as just a stash play, and stashes can turn and burn. Those are the players we're looking at off the waiver wire right now. Let me know who you picked up this week. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.